enters the final year of his contract this summer, Roy. How much does he deserve? The change of narrative that Gary sort of touched on there, and the praise that is now coming his way.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I think Bruno is an amazing player, absolutely amazing. He's one of the few players I'd pay to watch him play. He makes the game look easy. His stats are fantastic. But the reason I've been critical of him, and sometimes you're always trying to be fair with players, of course. But because I think so highly of him, I want more from him. So his stats are fantastic. But when you're the captain of the team, and you're one of the most senior players, and probably the highest paid player, then we're going to expect more from him. I think that will never change, and that is because there's a responsibility that comes. We're seeing all these clips here. We see his position play there when he's in these pockets. He's the best in the world. He will constantly pick the right pass, the right pace to pass. We've seen it. We could be here all day talking about it. I can't praise the guy enough in terms of what he does as a player. I think his stats are fantastic. But like he's just said there, when Man United last year are finishing 15th or getting beaten by Grimsby, you have to look at players. You have to look at senior players. Now they might go, because that's a responsibility when you're a player. If you finish 15th, and he mentioned there about winning the cup, and when they've been involved in the cup competition, you go, you get a thumbs up for that. But the bigger picture for Man United, you don't come to Man United. Well, when you come to Man United, it's to compete for the league title. It has to be. That has to be kind of what you're about. So when I've been critical, I've tried to be fair with him. Not from a football point of view, fantastic, absolutely amazing. But I still expect more. And the reason I expect more from him, because I think that highly of him. I'm not sitting here every week looking at other players and Dallo and these boys and expecting great. No, because the responsibility's on Bruno, because I think there's a compliment in that. I'm expecting more from him, for what he does for the team. And I still think he can actually do more for the team. Defensively, or when United are under the cosh. That's what I do. That's why I look at. Otherwise, they'll never improve, or Bruno won't improve. You have to look at the negatives, but also obviously give the man praise, because, as I said, an amazing footballer.
Absolutely amazing. And in terms of that creative ability this season, in a league of his own, which is kind of the point you're making, Roy, when we look at the combination of assists and chances created this season by Premier League players, every one of those little dots represents the rest of the best attacking players in the Premier League, and there is Bruno, and way out above everybody else.
And the dream scenarios for Bruno, and the danger for Liverpool will be today when they've got decent possession, they're moving forward. It's the pockets. Bruno picks it up, and what he has now, which he didn't have the last year or two, when he gets in the pocket, he's got runners. He's got people who want to run in behind, and if Bruno's on the ball, he will find you. That's why United have been such a goal threat this year compared to last year, because when he's getting in these pockets, and we've seen clips there, if people are running, making some good runs, he will pick you out.
But Daniel, what will he be thinking? 32 in September, heading into the last year of his contract this summer. Take us into his mindset.
I can't take you into his mindset after he just said, I don't like when people say that they know what I'm thinking. So I don't want to say what he's thinking. What I would say is, look, any player who's been a top player at a top club for many years, right, they're always going to have options. It's whatever he feels is best at this stage of his career. He's been here a long time, had some fantastic years at the football club. And I think the heights he's set and the level he's at now is probably the 2020-2021 season, when he scored so many goals and got assists. I think this season it's flipped. He's taken maybe more of a creative role and gone, you know what, maybe I don't need to take as many shots. Maybe I don't need to
maybe now he's got trust in the players around him.
Exactly that, and there's more of a chemistry there. There's more of a trust in going, OK, cool, I'm going to make these. I know my guy can make that run there. And I think he's trusting his teammates more and saying, I'm going to be the creative source for the team, and he's doing it so well. You have to give him so much credit for just like Roy said there, he's done so much.
Problem is, come the summer, obviously he's going to wait to the World Cup, and he'll be with a lot of his teammates, and they'll be getting to his head, because he'll be thinking he's a year older now. He obviously was linked last summer and making lots of noises himself, and his agent, and he plays them games as well. He's on a probably decent contract at United, but they always maybe want a bit more. And when he's surrounded by them lads who are in Saudi Arabia, he'll be getting his head turned this summer. And that's what happens. That's the game as well, of course.
Yeah, you know what happens.
Not knocking him for that. Yeah, that's just part of the territory. Yeah, but United.
You've got to pay for the best.
Sorry,
you got to pay for the best.
Yeah, but he's on a pretty decent deal at United, I'm guessing, and he's got a year left. And if you're talking about bringing the best to United, sometimes you have to focus on the contract you're on and not be getting your head turned like you did last summer. No, that's not all of him. That was probably the club as well. But stay focused on the contract you're on.
Yeah, I mean, it's the philosophy as well. What's the philosophy here? Are they going to go 2 years? That's something that is a consideration. When you're in your 30s, you want stability, you want security. So you want a 2-year deal. When you're signing 1-year deals in your 30s, that a lot of clubs do these days, that sort of turns players off. It's like, mate, I got a family, I got kids. I can't be worrying about, I love the club, but I need security. So as long as, if Manchester United want him here, I'm expecting at least a 2-year deal for him to stay, and he'll be...
I think he's doing okay, though.
We're not talking about the money, we're not talking about the wages, we're just talking about the length of time.
I think he's doing okay, yeah. He's surviving, yeah.
Everyone needs another wheelbarrow full.